Coming right up for the Dallas Mavericks, a little extra meaning to this one. A chance to claim the third best record in the NBA. No small feat. Coming up next, right after this. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Thank you very much. Jaren Jackson Jr. is continuing in his father's NBA footsteps. Asked about that influence, Jaren said, just his heart for the game and tenacity. You have to be able to shoot and play defense because you don't want to be a liability. At the end of the day, my dad did all of that, and he won a ring. Kevin Jaren Jr. wants that last part, too.
I can see why, DA, and I think he's well on his way. Thank you for that one. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Dillon Brooks.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. And for Memphis, we've got Jaren Jackson. Book night out there with John Morant. Then it's Brooks, and it's Vucevic in at the center. Something you love, Clark. We should see some terrific rebounding here in this one tonight.
Yeah, you know how I feel about glass eaters, Kevin. I love to see guys do work on the boards, and that's both boards. On the offensive end, pursuing the ball, getting extra possessions. Defensively, it's the last step to a good defensive possession.
Now, here's Doncic. That shot off the mark. Morant with some nice D. Here's Brooks. And no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Fula. Rebounded by Jackson. To the inside. And Brooks gets it to go.
Oh, nice play from Brooks down in the paint. Not afraid to get physical on the inside.
Doncic passes to Bay. He lobs it up.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think the pass was even better. I mean, that was room service delivery at its finest.
Vucevic dishes to Morant. Pass to Bouknight. 6 to shoot. A floater. It's blocked. Fula. Brooks covering. Doncic outside. Fula. And the rejection by Jackson. Fula. And a great assist by Weber as that one goes in.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Morant outside. He kicks to Vucevic. Back to Morant. Vucevic trying to get open. Pass to Bouknight. They get it again. It's another look. And it's Vucevic missing.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration, even for a nanosecond.
Buries it from three-point range.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Brooks finds Jackson. The Grizzlies with another miss.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. And maybe a step out of his range.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
It'll be Vancouver with their first time out of the game here. Last time they met was in Dallas where they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, it was a narrow win. But at that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
You know, whether it was their smart play or a few whistles that perhaps could have gone either way, when games are tight, every decision becomes more magnified.
A moment to check out Luka Doncic here. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. How about 36 points per game, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds? Well, you know that he can put points up in a hurry, and he leads this team in scoring.
Yeah, I think he's got a great sense of how to keep their offense going and being productive. If somebody else is having an off night, then he kind of steps in and fills the gap.
Now here's Morant. He's coming off a 25-point game against Philadelphia.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
Here's Doncic. Grizzlies making the shot. Good on the triple.
Well, we know how good Doncic is with the ball, pulling up off the dribble, so it does him a bunch of good when he's converting his catch-and-shoot jumpers as well. Balances out his offensive game.
Shot up 2 there.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
The drive by Doncic. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Now here's Bouknight. Guarded by Doncic. From downtown. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Mavericks leading by 6.
And coming out of high school, John Morant said he was a no-star recruit. One reason he may have been overlooked was his small-town upbringing, growing up in Dalzell, South Carolina. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Morant. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. The pass to Vucevic. Here's Bouknight. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. And even though he played on an AAU team with Zion Williamson, scouts, Greg, were looking right past John Morant.
And didn't get a lot of offers after 2 years at Murray State. He joined Steph Curry and Damian Lillard as another star point guard out of a mid-major program. And to this day, he carries that underdog chip on his shoulders.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Now here's Bouknight. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. It's good.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
And the Grizzlies, they come in off the loss to Philadelphia.
Bad outing offensively. You break that game down, their issues were pretty clear.
Yeah, the offense was AWOL. It just wasn't there. No rhythm, no flow, just a tough day.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Dallas.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And Greg, as the playoffs loom in the distance, for those teams who have overachieved in the regular season, how do they ensure that their success continues in the postseason?
Well, listen, the skeptics will remain, and you've got to understand that playoffs are a different animal. You have to be resilient and adaptable, and when that adversity hits, that's when your focus has to rise.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Ryan's checked in. Vancouver trails by 7. Pass to Morant. Floats one up. It's tipped.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Fula. Brooks covering. Doncic outside. It's over Morant. And it's Doncic missing. Vancouver has gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Morant against Doncic. There's the lob to Jackson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Morant.
I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
Clark, he's checked in for Vancouver. And the Mavericks making a change here. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. They lead by 7. Pass to Weber. To the middle. Here's Singleton. And the call found the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
The Mavericks have shot just one free throw early. 1 for 1 in the game. First free throw is good. Both teams will make substitutions. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Vancouver trails by 9. Here's Primo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Feeds it to Doncic. Fouled on the shot, picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. It looked to me to be a bit sluggish.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he's kept his percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
That free throw good from Doncic.
And Kevin, everybody's dissected Luka's offensive game, trying to find that weakness. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't think he has it.
Now here's Bouknight. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Bryant passes to Primo. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Doncic with the bucket. And the play of Doncic drawing comparisons to so many all-time greats. But, Greg, the one that stood out to me, they said he's a combination of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. What do you think?
And it just makes sense. With his passing and shooting, you throw in the step-back game of James Harden, you start to see why he has become such a problem for this league. And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
On the wing, Green. Pass to Porzingis. He dishes it to Doncic. Another 3 for Dallas.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Vancouver trails by 15.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Brunson against Doncic. Now here's Bouknight. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Now, here's Doncic. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against the Knicks in New York.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Get ready for the Dance Squad. Get ready for the Dance Squad.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for Vancouver, trailing by 19. Just 5 to shoot. They need this. Offensive rebound. And Bryant slams it in.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
The pass to Porzingis. Doncic looking it over. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Now here's Bouknight. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And what makes Bouknight so difficult to guard? His ability to hit jumpers off the bounce.
He's got a great handle and the quickness to create separation. I know it's unpopular with the analytics crowd, but his pull-up from mid-range is money.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Bouknight. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 1:52 left in the first. Down low. Singleton inside. Back to Doncic. Clock at 6. Outside, Green. No good from outside. Vancouver trails by 17. Passes it to Clark. Over Doncic. The Grizzlies with another miss. Here's Dallas. They're on a 19-6 run. Green kicks to Singleton. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the Mavericks lead by 19.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Bouknight to the wing on the left. Here's Primo. Yes, that goes in. Primo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Porzingis is double. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Sinks the triple. Doncic has got 22 points.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
And here is Book Knight. A 3-ball. He can't get it to go. And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. The Mavericks on top, opening up a huge gap. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And one of the better young two-way big men in the NBA, Jaren Jackson. He talked about how his defensive responsibilities grow.
Probably be more of a backline help, talk more, give more help for the rotations because, you know, depending on what team you play, there's a lot of specific things you got to do to guard a certain player.
Well, with his 7'4" wingspan, Jackson has all the tools to be an elite rim protector.
But advanced understanding of positioning. His father was an NBA player, so he's been taught the game from a young age.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And a comfortable margin for the Mavericks here, guys.
Stretching out the floor that first, they had the defense scrambling.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, we've got Doncic, also Green out there, and it's Porzingis in at the 5. Now, here's Doncic. And it's good. He's made 2 for every one he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Bryant against Porzingis. Pass to Brunson. Here's Book Knight over Green. Book Knight, no good. Over in the corner, Green misses the 3. Vancouver trails by 20. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
The shot by Primo, no good. And so Green will bring it up for Dallas. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Doncic right side. That one's not going to go. So Vancouver will take it the other way. They host the Clippers after this game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Clark against Porzingis. There's the dish to Doncic. Green breaking loose. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 3 assists tonight. Now a timeout called by Vancouver. And competition is at the root of all sports. Certainly sometimes, you know, things get chippy. And as a player, Greg, how do you handle that aspect when emotions and physicality get going?
Kevin, you're always taught to control your emotions, but easier said than done. And in reality, sometimes you have to man up. You have to let it be known that you're not going to accept things. And at the same time, you got to be smart. So the goal is to beat the other team, not literally.
So Vancouver going with almost an entire new group here. Vucevic checked in for Bryant. Jackson comes in for Brandon Clark. Brooks checked in for Bouknight. And it's John Morant in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Morant. Brooks outside. The Grizzlies with another miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Doncic gets it to go.
Boy, from the moment he entered the league, Doncic has been an immediate star, capable of big nights just about any time he's on the court.
Morant to end the cold streak, and the shot goes down. Jackson's got his second bucket tonight.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Back to Bay. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Brooks finds Morant. Good D by Weber. Mavericks have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. To the left wing, back to Doncic. And Jaren Jackson picks up the foul.
Jaren Jackson.
That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And so it's Dallas with it. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively.
That's one of the few mistakes they've made this half. Turnovers haven't been an issue for him yet.
No good that time.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. As NBA revenues climb into the tens of billions of dollars, teams have even more resources to compete. Staffs are growing with more coaches, trainers, and specialists, so general managers have more to manage than ever. Generally, the best organizations are those that effectively collaborate and communicate across the board. Kevin?
And DA, as we know, that's always been the case. Thank you. And stolen by Bay. Up top, Doncic. High, arcing shot. Here's Weber. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Weber's got 4 points in the quarter.
Doncic taking pride in setting the table for his teammates. I love his unselfishness.
Now, here's Morant for 3. It drops for his second made shot of this game. An unimpressive 2 of 7, though. Pass to Doncic. And here's Weber. Over Brooks. Again, the Mavericks score.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And the flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in it.
Doncic outside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 30 points.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
With some arc. The shot by Primo, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Now here's Brooks. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. They get it back. Tries again. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make. Fula. Brooks covering. Morant with the steal. And now the Grizzlies fast break. 3-pointer. Brooks misses. Mavericks have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. Jackson against Doncic. He kicks to Doncic. 5 to shoot. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jackson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Out left to the wing. Here's Primo. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Primo's got 6.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
Here's Grimes. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Jackson. The teardrop falls in. Jackson's got 6 points in the quarter.
And that is quickly becoming Jackson's domain. He's such a strong finisher in the paint.
Doncic with the bucket.
Doncic.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Vucevic against Weber. There's the lob to Jackson. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And how about the hands on Jackson? Makes a good target on that frame and then able to finish off the alley-oop. And if you're wondering if Ja Morant lacks for confidence, well, look no further than his point guard moniker. This kid is fearless, and he's hungry, and he plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
And Vancouver with the possession here, following the score by Dallas. Morant looking around. Inside, and Jackson throws it down hard.
A point who knows his role. Ja loves setting guys up, always looking to pass it.
And Greg, you talk about the fearlessness for Morant, reminiscent of Allen Iverson, the way he throws his body all around.
I mean, get knocked down, get right back up. At the same time, at 6'3", he can add strength to that frame. I know that's the goal of his as he looks to absorb contact and dish out a little of his own. And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
Get ready for the Dance Squad.
And so here is Dallas. Doncic outside. And they double up Doncic. Outside, Green. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
For 3.
Doncic has got his 5th assist in this one.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Well, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Morant against Doncic. They swipe it.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
And the wide open shot from Green. Another 3 for Dallas.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Morant against Doncic. Here's Bouknight. And Bouknight slams it in.
And this is something Morant does well. His knack for knowing when to make that feed is impressive.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Kicks to Singleton. Back to Porzingis. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. To the paint. Here's Morant. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Morant.
Oh, amazing to see someone go from unrecruited to potential MVP someday. That's been Ja Morant's trajectory.
Now, here's Doncic. 32 points in the game. And it's good for 2.
Luka Doncic.
Doncic has got 12 points now in the quarter.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Doncic against Morant. 59 seconds left in the first half. And that's basket number 4. He's taken 9 shots to this point. Doncic against Morant. Here's Singleton, and finished off by Singleton.
Capable of running the offense. Doncic, fantastic at getting his teammates involved.
Morant outside. The feed to Clark. Mavericks with the rebound. Doncic has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Deflects the pass. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Bouknight. A three-pointer is right on target. Bouknight's got 9 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Grizzlies
Doncic, because he's so skilled and so savvy, he does a nice job forcing the defense into tough spots when they're guarding.
The Mavericks have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And he can't get the first one.
Now an MVP caliber player, Doncic's drive is evident. I mean, he's somebody that wants to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. And he's well on his way based on what he's done thus far.
And the second free throw, good.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Brooks outside. Battles through traffic and brings it in.
Oh, the balance Brooks has is impressive. Able to work through the defense and still capitalize.
And so it's Dallas, cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's in a crazy zone right now and seems to be even hotter than he was in their last game. And from what we saw so far from the Mavericks, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
I like what they're doing offensively. Looking at their field goal percentage, they're moving the ball, getting great looks, and of course they're knocking down shots. I mean, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Shot, right? That's the point.
Obviously.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
I know teams love to rely on the lead, but you got to know when to get away from it. They didn't, at least throughout the first half. Hopefully they're making the adjustments, but sometimes teams just get stubborn.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Dylan Brooks out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Vucevic. Then there's John Morant. And it's Book Night in at the two guard.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. Strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And for the Mavericks,
taking 2 shots.
The Mavericks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Bay. Bay hits them both. Now Morant. With the floater, and the shot goes in. Morant's got 13.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now, here's Doncic. Fula. And they'll get another chance. Here's Grimes. And he gets it to go. Hitting off the back of the rim. He's got 5. And so Morant will bring it up for Vancouver. The pass to Vucevic. Back to Morant. To the inside. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Fula. Here's Weber. And at last, they get one to fall.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now here's Morant. 13 points in the game. Out of hand on it. They recover it. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Boy, Vucevic so solid in all fundamentals of the game and really an outstanding passer for a big guy.
Passes to Doncic. Basket good. And it's 37 points for Luka Doncic.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Grimes. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
Now here's Brooks. Morant drives in. The wide open look here for Vucevic. That one's good from the corner. Vucevic has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, Vucevic is pretty good, guys, in catch and shoot situations. That's not often the case for a guy his size.
Brooks kicks to Morant. Now here's Brooks. He's covered closely. Misses the layup. Down low. Here's Bay. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Vucevic.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And high-quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
And the first one at the line is good. Bay hits them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Now here's Bouknight. He's got 12.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
The Grizzlies with another miss. Dallas is gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Dishes it to Doncic. And oh, the block shot grabs it out of the air. Brooks for 3. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got his 7th assist in the game.
Oh, spacing the floor. Brooks is comfortable shooting it from deep.
Now, here's Doncic. 37 points for him. Fula hits the three-point bomb.
3 points.
He has 6.
And, guys, the offensive rebounding really has stood out here this half. All those second chance points are helping them maintain that lead.
Here is Brooks. 7 points in the game. No good there. Doncic against Jackson. Doncic, bounce pass. Pass to Bay. 6 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Brooks finds Jackson.
Mavericks foul. Fula.
So both teams making some changes here.
First team foul. Checking in for Dallas.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Morant with it. 13 points in the game. Shot clock at 5. Over Weber. It's deflected. Here's Grimes, and the layup's good off the glass.
Grimes.
Breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Here's Jackson. The Mavericks making the shot. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bouknight's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Grizzlies. Morant against Green. Bay. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Bay's got 9 points now in just the second half.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
There's an element to Nikola Vucevic's game that fits well with most of the league's modern offensive schemes.
And with his inside-out game, he's a guy that can stretch the floor. And Kevin, when you look at today's NBA, nothing is more important than spacing and passing. And when Vucevic is on the court, you can be sure the spacing will be excellent.
The first one falls.
You know, back in 2012, the Orlando Magic decided to move on from their franchise player Dwight Howard. They traded him in a mega deal involving 4 teams, receiving 6 players and 4 picks.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Morant. And both free throws good for Vucevic.
And in that Dwight Howard deal, one of the pieces the Magic acquired, a 22-year-old center by the name of Nikola Vucevic.
And Vucevic only averaged 5 points a game as a rookie, Greg, but what a pickup Vucevic would turn out to be. Staying with Orlando for a long time and ultimately becoming an all-star. He's a highly productive player in the center position.
Here's Bouknight following the three-point basket by Dallas. Grimes, Brunson covering. Here's Grimes. Vancouver pulls it in. Here's Primo. 6 points for him, and it's in there.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Bay. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now here's Bouknight, guarded by Green. Now here's Bouknight. 15 points in the game. The shot from the low post is good.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
And there's the pass to Bay. He can't get that one. Great D that time from Vucevic. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Vancouver. Got a piece of it. Green deciding where to go with it. Great D that time from Vucevic.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Brunson. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Grimes. Brunson covering. Here's Grimes. With that miss, he is now 4 for 7 from the field. Here's Primo. They get it back. Tries yet again. That's not going to go. He's 4 for 10. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Hits it from three-point range.
Hitting threes playing the 5 might be Porzingis' best attribute. I mean, it does effectively space the floor when your 5-man can shoot like he does.
Now here's Vucevic. He has 6. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Defensive.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
For Vancouver, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. And Vancouver with some changes. Ryan is checked in for Bouknight, and it's Clark in for Jaren Jackson. And Dallas also making a switch. Kelly's checked in.
How about this clear example of perseverance? I mean, He's in his 8th season before he makes an All-Star game in 2019. Nikola Vucevic just stayed with it, continued to get better.
Now, here is Singleton. 6 points for him. Porzingis inside. He kicks it to Singleton. Grimes, defended by Bryant. It's Clark with the rebound. The Grizzlies shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. Passes it to Brunson. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Here's Vucevic, banked in off the glass. Vucevic has got 11.
And he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Grimes, Vucevic defending. Vucevic with the block.
Get that weak stuff out of here. You can't come weak like that against Vucevic. He's going to send it back at you.
We've got 1:13 left in the third. Clark outside. Shoots over Singleton. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent three-ball shooter.
Here's Singleton. He's off on that one. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Now here's Brunson. D right on him. Clark left side. Out to the wing. Brunson the pass to Clark. Porzingis with the block.
That reach of Porzingis is just outrageous. I mean, I love when he uses it on defense to stifle shooters.
16 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Grimes. They kick it out to Green. And here is Singleton. There's the three. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
And Vucevic is really good at using his quick hands on defense, not making anything easy for scores.
And so it's Dallas in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. We've got Thomas. Clark is out there with Bryant. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Bain in at the three, the small forward. Now here's Green. Driving to the basket.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And it's Clark with the jam.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Now, here's Olynyk. He dishes it to Green. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute played. And Bryant kicks to Thomas. Fires the three, and he's good on the three ball. Thomas got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way. Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
And here are the Grizzlies now. The Mavericks making the shot. Lobbed up there for Clark. And it's Clark with the jam.
Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside.
Jones against Brunson. Pass to Kelly. Green with the ball. Tries from 16. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Olynyk got his first basket.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
Pass to Bain. Lets it go from 11. Here's Bryant. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They've cashed in on a lot of second-chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lifts at higher levels later in their careers. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
Now here's Green. Launches a three. Tillman grabs the miss. For Vancouver, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Bain passes to Bryant, and the basket is good.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
And Vancouver with some changes. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Tillman. Brooks comes in for Bain. And it's John Morant in for Thomas.
1 plus the penalty. 2 shots.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Fula, Brooks covering. The three for Doncic. Good on the three-point shot. Doncic has got 40 points.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Morant with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Good on the shot.
And that speaks to Morant's fearlessness. Even amongst the trees, he is confident, looking to score with the ball.
And Bay now top of the key. Clark, you know, road teams accustomed to hostile crowds, but it can go too far. Players have been very vocal, saying, respect the game, and then respect us as human beings as well.
And, Kevin, I couldn't say it any better. It's that simple. It's not complicated. The right to say anything you want doesn't come with the purchase of a ticket. I think human dignity, common courtesy, and respect supersedes whatever feelings you might have about a particular team or player and overrides whatever price you paid for your ticket.
To the wing right side.
Screen.
Fula. It's Clark with the rebound. Clark's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Brunson, good. Mavericks leading by 22. Fula. Brooks covering. Fula. The Grizzlies pull it in. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game. Feeds to Clark. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got assist number 8 here in this one already. For Dallas, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. There's the pass to Weber. Grimes, guarded by Morant. 5 on the clock. Here's Grimes. Connects on the 9-footer.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
And Morant's got the ball here for the Grizzlies. From past the arc. They grab their own miss. A second chance effort. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Personal foul.
It's on Luka Doncic.
Tough task trying to corral Clark there, especially when he's looking to score.
The first free throw is good.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Here's what Vancouver's going with right now. Jackson, he's checked in for Bryant. And Bouknight comes in for Jalen Brunson. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
And here are the Mavericks now. Doncic with the bucket. Doncic has got 42 in the game.
Well, he's filling it up right now, getting the shots he wants and delivering in a big way.
Morant passes to Brooks. Passes it to Jackson. Clark trying to get open. The Grizzlies with another miss. Mavericks leading by 22. Fula. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Tyler Bay.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Morant dishes to Jackson. Morant passes to Clark. Now here's Bouknight. And stolen by Bay. Grimes, guarded by Morant. Doncic against Clark. Doncic, no good. The Grizzlies have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth. 8 of 12. Steps back and fires. Here's Brooks. Lays it up and banks it in.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Morant against Doncic. Shoots over Morant. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 44.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
Doncic, terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Bouknight, no good. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Grimes, he's covered by Clark. Back to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Boy, there's a subtle but real physicality and aggressiveness to Doncic's approach to the game, and that's part of his greatness.
Now, here's Clark. Outside Jackson. To the middle. Out to Morant. From the arc. The shot comes out. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Bouknight. The Mavericks making the shot. Outside Jackson. Here's Morant. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Morant's got 19 points. Pass to Doncic. Clark, we know injury prevention is a huge aspect for teams, and it seems like training staffs hold a lot more weight than they did in the past.
I think you're exactly right, Kevin. No doubt about it, and for good reason. I mean, the medical staffs include doctors and trainers and physiotherapists and the like, and they really have enhanced what goes into preparing players for their seasons throughout their careers, and it's become more precise, it's better. Yet there are still going to be injuries, but the treatment and care players get now, I think, is platinum level across the league.
And another one.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Morant passes to Jackson. And stolen by Bay.
2 minutes remaining.
Doncic against Morant. Floats one.
No, sir. Jackson Jr.'s shot blocking abilities, part of why he was a top 5 pick back in 18.
Jackson against Bay. Pass to Doncic. Puts it up from 15. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
And they'll keep possession.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Brandon Clark. At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. And Greg, you faced some exceptional point guards during your time in the league. But who was the toughest matchup for you when you played?
Oh, man. You know, John Stockton was always one of the most difficult, but in a weird way, not because I worried about him scoring on me. It was because I had to defend his ability to make people better, and that was always a challenge. And don't forget about the great Penny Hardaway. I mean, at 6'8", that was a nightmare to deal with. And my personal all-time favorite, Isaiah Thomas, who was as good as anybody's ever been at that lead guard position. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Mavericks.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
You know, as interconference opponents tonight was their only chance to get that revenge. I mean, they won't see each other in the regular season again until next season.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant the game this was.
For Luka Doncic,
it was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And that one falls for Olynyk. And so Olynyk nails both of them. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Over to the left wing. Thomas passes to Tillman. Thomas down low.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Now here's Jones. Here's Olynyk. Offensive rebound. Basket counts.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
It's Thomas outside. And no good that time. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And we've got David Aldridge standing by on our sideline with the player of the game. David, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Luka, some feel this team is exceeding expectations. How do you keep up this rhythm?
Yeah, we just got to keep going like that. Don't listen to anybody. Just be ourselves, play as a team. And that's our key.
Well, when you're yourself, you look pretty good, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.